Hey. Yeah, what's up, guys? One more minute and we're gonna start the podcast. Reno. I'm trying new music out. I'm not into the techno stuff. It's too. I don't know. I don't know. It feels weird. Kind of weird. So for today's podcast, we're gonna have fun. Maybe some cool stuff about losing weight. So what does it take to lose the weight? Let me get the quote of the week. Alright, cool. I need to put this guy here and we're gonna start. Hey, what's up, boys? One Night here with another video on Oberon Kingdom, number 17. The podcast.
17 already. Damn.
Hell yeah, 17. Long. Today, the weep, the boy, is not feeling well.
The Wayne is feeling a bit ill, so he's not joining today. Michelle from 2 weeks ago will rejoin us, but she'll join in a bit, so we can just go ahead and start it off.
Yeah, hell yeah, boy. So yeah, boys, welcome to the podcast of Oberon Kingdom. My name is One Night, and you'll be hearing my voice for today, as always. Can you introduce yourself, mate?
I am Nakib, also known as Pentaking. I've been doing this for as long as Gilberto has been doing this, or Warnight has been doing this. You can cut that segment down. Yeah, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome indeed. So as promised, since last week, we're going to be doing a weekly quote. And this weekly quote is from, Pentaking can say it.
Yeah, it's from the one and only Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the major WWE superstar, the major Hollywood superstar. He's done it he's pretty much done it all. And this quote actually comes from one of his videos where he talks about motivation, where he motivates people. And the quotes that he said was, "Put your back against the wall every single day. So the only thing you can do is move forward." And that's his motivation that he's been doing for the past 10 or 20 years, where he wakes up, he puts his back against the wall, and then he only moves forward. He only tries to get more fit, get more money, get more fame, get more jobs, get more responsibility, get more respect, you name it. So anything he does it to improve himself. And I found that pretty motivational to do everything myself. What are your thoughts on that quote?
The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, the most electrifying man in WWE history. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? I mean, everybody knows The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, from movies as well, from talk shows, from the WWE, SmackDown, WrestleMania. From, I mean, he's a superstar, and The Rock. I have a lot of respect for The Rock. I think he's one of those people who are extremely work related ethic. Like, this guy only sleeps 4 hours maybe. This guy only works. He wakes up and just work. So I have a lot of respect for The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, for everything he does in his life, how he sees things, how he just never gives up, and how he's always trying to become better, always with a smile as well. Do you know Kevin Hart as well? He's the same.
Yeah,
So yeah, I have a
they're
lot of
just doing
respect.
everything just to improve themselves and just get the best out of their life.
I have a lot of respect for The Rock, and I mean a lot of people that do. Also, he's a really big man.
Yeah, he
God
works out
damn.
like at least 3 hours every single day.
Yeah, and can you explain why this quote? I mean, I know it's in the title already, but maybe you can
Yeah,
explain a little bit.
so the topic for this week is how do you lose weight? How do you stay fit? What is the important stuff for your with benefits for your body? Everything you basically need to know to actually stay in good shape while still being healthy. So you can be in good shape, but you can be unhealthy by, for example, eating too less. So having like uh, a low blood pressure or something. But yeah, that's basically the topic, and that's why I was thinking like improve yourself, but stay healthy at the same time. And The Rock, he has an incredible physique, and one of the things he does is he doesn't take in carbs except for one day every week on his cheat day, and yeah, it just takes a lot of control just to be able to do that, I think.
A lot of discipline. Yeah, true,
Oh,
true.
discipline.
So before we start the topic, I have to say something as a disclaimer. I'm not a doctor, nor is Penta King or the others. If you're having issues with losing weight or you're having trouble with your health, I highly recommend you going to the doctor or some experts. Everything you hear on this podcast is not to be used officially, since we're not doctors. So
Yeah,
please, if there's something wrong, go to the doctor. Saying that,
exactly.
let's start this stuff with I saw a post on social media on Instagram about you announcing something on the podcast this week, today.
That is correct.
What are you announcing? What's happening? What's the deal, man?
So on March 1st, I actually came back from Portugal back home. I'm living with my parents right now. And when I came back,
Oh,
I was 75 kilograms.
second. There's a package on the door, but you can keep talking.
Okay. uh, so when I came back, I was at 75 kilograms. I'm around 169 in length in meters. So it's not overweight, it's not underweight. It's around like a bit on the higher side of the normal BMI, but it's still fine. So I came back, and my mom actually cooks a lot of things that are full of carbs, full of fat, that kind of stuff. So I was wondering myself what would happen if for 2 months I only eat what she cooks and I don't do anything else and I just eat whenever she eats. So I did that for the past 2 months, and I am I actually reached 83 kilograms. So I gained 8 kilograms just from eating the regular meals that my mom always prepares for my dad and herself and my brother. Uh, so yeah, because of that, I wanted to see like if it's healthy, if it's unhealthy, if I lose weight, if I gain weight, and because of this, I actually gained weight. So because of that, I also had another challenge that at the end of the 2 months, after everything that I gained, I need to lose the double in the following 2 months. So I gained 8 kilograms, but I'm gonna round it up to 10. So I want to lose um
20.
basically 20 kilograms, and so basically 85 minus the 20, it should reach the 65. And to do that, there is a method that I've been using about 2 years ago. It's called the keto diet. Gilberto, are you back?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here.
So can you explain what the keto diet means?
All right. So first of all, we need to start with how the body works. I mean, I can explain. There's a bunch of different diets on the internet and a bunch of diets going around. I mean, for every person, a diet is specific. We have Weight Watchers, we have the keto diet, we have zero calories intake, a lot of bunch of diets. So the keto diet is an actually really interesting diet. I watched a documentary about this, and so do you know? Can you explain what you eat when you do the keto diet? Because actually, what you're eating is koolhydraten. And how do you say that in?
Carbs.
Let me see. Carbs.
Carbohydrates, also known as carbs. Those are koolhydraten, Dutch.
And that.
So basically, carbs are
Yes, okay.
excluded in a keto diet. Basically, you eat everything that doesn't include any carbs. And carbs are, for example, filled in wheat, in flour, in rice, in potatoes. Most of the mainstream foods that exists, it usually contains carbs,
Yes.
like bread, for example. That's like one
Yeah.
of the major carb bombs, let's say.
Yeah. So the carbs include. It's actually the carbs include sugar. So that's what you, let's say, drinks like Coke. It's a bunch of sugar. Butter has some sugar in it. Cornflakes have some sugar in it. So basically, a lot of things that you eat daily. That's why it's one of those diets that is, you have to have discipline. And we talked about discipline from The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. But the only thing about the diets, I mean, everybody has their own diets, and I want to talk about this, and then we can go further in with the keto diet, if I'm allowed. So
Yes.
these kind of diets are actually made so you can your intake. I'm just gonna put it in normal words. Your intake in your body, so the energy you put in your body is less than you put out. If you understand what I mean. So let's say in League of Legends, always League of Legends. If you put 100 CS, you're gonna use, if you put 80 CS, that gives you a lot of money. You're only gonna use, you're gonna use 100 CS. So you're always in a deficit. And by deficit, I mean you're gonna be using more energy than you are consuming energy, if you know what I mean. Do you understand that a
Yep.
little bit?
I do.
All right. That's for those
So
people.
basically, you burn more than you take in.
Yeah. So the more energy, the more carbs in this case, or the more Z meal and sugars you have, the more energy you have to burn. Because the thing about our body is very interesting. So our body is actually a car. It's like a car. If you put more, if you put gasoline in a car, more than it has to, it will overload. It will be everywhere. It will splash everywhere, right? The same goes to the body. If we put a lot of energy, if we put a lot of CS, if we put a lot of rage, if we put a lot of sugars in our body, Our body is not gonna consume all the sugars. And what happens then? The sugars are gonna become, or the sugars or the carbs, I mean, in this case, the carb or LDL, cholesterol bacteria, I'll call bacteria in this case, they will go into your body and they will try to storage themselves in the body for later use. Because in our DNA, when in the history, when there was a cold winters, a lot of people died because they had no food. So they had to store a lot of energy. So the same goes for Weight Watchers, the keto diet, the zero calorie intake diet, the fitness diet. It's the same for everything. The only difference is with in this case, the keto diet for Pentacake, aka King of Kings, aka is that what you're saying is you're not allowed to put carbs in your body. So what happens when you don't have sugars, when you don't have a lot of a lot of energy? So your body is gonna consume the fat that is in your body, in your tummy or in your arms or whatever. It's gonna consume
Exactly.
that fat because he's not taking more energy than he has to. So he has to burn in order to let his car run. So let's say if you put your tank full and at some point you just keep riding and riding, the gasoline, the oil, everything in the car is going to become less. And that's how you burn fat. And that's what Nakib is going to be doing. And also, this is actually one of those diets that it can be healthy, but it can also destroy your body. Because the thing with our body is also very interesting. As soon as we put sugar, we put the carbs out of our system, it will change the metabolism of your body. And what the fuck does that mean? So you have the kidneys who filter our body. The work is to put the sugar, the carbs into piss or shit, right? But what happens if you don't put carbs in your body? Then what's the function of the kidneys? So the kidneys, they have million functions. But in this case, for this diet, their function is to filter the sugars that come in Nakib's body. It's really interesting how that happens because so there's like 120 million bacteria in the kidneys, and they try to filter every single thing that comes in. So, but what happens if we don't put sugar or don't put carbs in our body? So that means our kidneys are not gonna be doing the job that they're actually doing the whole life. I mean, let's say we have we make let me see. How do I put this? Let's say we make a machine, and this machine has an AI, right? An AI that is only programmed to put a potato next to another potato. So for 24 years, we put a machine with only AI, and that's its purpose, to live, to put a potato next to another potato. What happens if the purpose of the machine is gone? Well, to put it simply, it will not be in no use anymore. Am I correct? If you have a machine that is doing the job for 24 years, and at some point we let the machine, all right, you know what, no more potato for you, so there's no purpose for you. The same goes for kidneys. But the only thing with kidney is an organism. It's a, how do you call that in fucking English? It's a machine that has to work. It has to, like, since you were born until you die, this machine has to be working all day, all night. That's its purpose, and that's the only thing. If you remove the purpose of this machine, in this case carbs, it will lesser the bacteria and the function of this machine will decrease. That's why the keto diet is one of those diets that is also a health risk for your kidneys. Usually most of the people who do those diets, they have stomach problems and stuff like that. And it can be very unhealthy. but it's not the with the keto diet. With Weight Watchers is the same. The Weight Watchers is for those people who don't know what Weight Watchers is. Weight Watchers is the diet from what's her name? Oprah, the Oprah girl from the United States. With Weight Watchers, she did the same thing. She lose weight with Weight Watchers. That's the same. That's another diet.
Yep.
Yes, moving on. So now that we know
Yep.
what
So Michelle is actually available now, so she'll join the podcast.
all right. So now that we know what the fuck a diet is, we need to understand how our body works. And in this case, Nakib already did this diet and it worked. Am I correct?
Yes, I did it 2 years ago, and it was quite successful because back then I lost, I think, 15 kilograms in about 1.5 months. So yeah,
So
it was successful before, and that's the reason why I'm doing it again, basically.
yeah, yeah. Remember, this thing is also really important to know. Diets work on specific bodies. In this case, we know the keto diet. By the way, Nakib, did you have any trouble with your body? Did you when you were doing the diet? Did
No,
you some pain or some?
I was
like
actually healthier than I've ever been in my life.
because of the keto diet. Maybe you could tell us
Yeah.
more about the diet.
Yeah.
What did you
Let's
eat
quickly
and stuff?
introduce Michelle.
Hello,
Michelle.
guys. Hello. Sorry
Hi,
for
what's
the
up?
lateness. I had no idea. I
Welcome
couldn't
back.
even see you guys were here, so I was like,
Fair
I
enough.
see if I'm
Can you
chatting.
give a quick introduction again?
Oh, yeah. So my name is Michelle. I'm just going to be a guest here just because I've also experienced, well, I did a lot of research back in the past about diet, nutrition, fitness, just because I was at that point where I was thinking, right, if I just sit around all day, nothing's going to happen, you know? So yeah, I did a lot of research in the past, and yeah, it'll be good to talk about it.
Yep. So a quick relapse of what we just discussed.
Mhm.
The quote of this week is from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, which is
Oh.
basically every morning put your back against the wall, so the only place you can go is move forward.
Oh, well, he said that. That's actually
Yeah.
kind of cool.
So based on that, we're discussing it, and we just went into depth about the multiple kinds of diets, and now we're
Mhm.
gonna focus on specifically one diet, which is called the keto diet.
Okay.
I did this 2 years ago. I think I was at that point around 75 kilograms,
hmm
and at the end of it, after like 1.5 months, I reached 60 kilograms.
Wow.
So I lost 15 kilograms, and that was basically through the keto diet. Well, now we're going to discuss what the keto diet basically is.
Okay.
It's not taking in any kind of carbs,
Yes.
and if you do have carbs,
Mhm.
reduce it like to the minimum level.
Yeah.
The other things, the main nutritional stuff in every kind of foods are carbs. Well, basically they're made out of calories, and the calories are made out of carbs, sugars, fats, and salt, if I'm correct.
hmm
So
And basically, when you exclude the carbs, you can still eat all the other stuff.
hmm
But when there are no carbs, it means your body automatically goes to burning fat instead
Yeah.
of the carbs
Yes.
that are available in your body.
Exactly.
And the body burns fats 3 times faster than they burn carbs, from what I found, at
Yeah.
least.
I remember the
So-
name, by the way. It's carbohydrates.
Yeah, carbohydrates. So basically, because the body is burning fat instead of the carbs, you can take in fat, for example, the same amount of fat as in carbs, but because the body burns fat 3 times faster, everything you're taking in is actually going to be burned within an hour or something instead of within 3 hours.
hmm
And how I did it, like, even though this is physical, the mental strength in this and the discipline is a lot higher than feeling the hunger, for example. So what I did was, in my mind, I just kept I kept counting. I kept counting calories, I kept counting energy, I kept counting pretty much everything I did. And every time I ate something, I was counting how much carbs there are in there, how many calories are in there,
Yeah.
and how many hours it would take me to burn them. And I would set myself the goal, like everything I eat, I need to have it all remaining, or I need to burn it all until my next meal.
Mhm.
But I would double that out. So, for example, if I eat something right now and I eat something again 4 hours later, I would basically eat something that I can burn within 2 hours, so that the other 2 hours, my body automatically goes to burning only fat and nothing else.
I
So,
get you.
because of that, I actually was able to lose about 300 grams every single day for my weight. And some days when I wasn't feeling hungry at all, because everything is basically mental. If you're if you're not feeling hungry, you can go a lot longer without eating. So I was literally only eating when I was feeling hungry. And also I was doing the 16-hour intermittent fasting strategy where I
Mhm.
only ate during 8 hours, and the other 16 hours I do everything else. So I work, I sleep, and you name it, basically.
So
And if I did workouts, it would be within those 8 hours where I was allowed to eat. So I would also drink a lot of water,
yeah,
eat a lot, and so on.
burn calories. Yeah. So did you in the time between, so 16 hours, right? Did you just sleep? Did you even work out in those hours? No, right? Just
Yeah.
only
So
in the eight
the
hours.
schedule, the
That's
schedule that
crazy,
I
man.
had,
That's
I had
crazy.
night shifts during that period. So I was only working at night about 7 days a week. And basically my schedule would be, let's say I wake up at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. For 4 hours, I don't eat anything, and then it's 8 p.m. I eat something, I take a shower, I go to work. I work for 8 hours, and then I'm home. And then I basically have 4 hours left. And during those 4 hours, I used to do 300 push-ups. I was like pushing myself to the limit every single day back then. So I would have to go 300 push-ups, no matter how long it would take, whether it would take 1 hour, whether it would take 3 hours. I would have to finish those 300 push-ups before I go to bed.
Oh my god.
So each day, right?
Because every single day. So
Yeah.
basically, it was 7 in the morning. No one's awake. Parents are asleep. There's nothing else to do for me, basically. So that's why I did it in the morning after work, because I would already be tired. And once I'm tired, I don't have to go to work. I don't have to worry about anything else. I just have to go to bed and fall asleep. So that's why I pushed myself to do 300 push-ups every single day, no matter how long it would take. And at the beginning, I could only do like maybe 10 and then have to take a break and then do another 10, take another break, and so on. And it would last me like at least 3 hours before I would complete the 300 push-ups and 100 uh, squats, I guess.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So I was doing those three. And at the beginning, it would take me like 3 hours. But after a while, like a month or something, I would manage to do like 50 in a row, like 50 push-ups, 50 sit-ups, and have like 6 sets of 50 every single time. And that eventually would help me with burning a lot more fat than the normal schedule. And because I'm allowed to eat, I'm not gonna have to worry about passing out because I'm hungry or something or whatever. I would always have like a banana next to me or something. Just eat that.
That's
Like,
crazy.
oh, and bananas do contain a lot of carbs. So that
Yeah.
was like the only reason for me to eat a banana, just because I need the energy
Ah, okay, okay.
to actually be able to do the workout without passing out. So even though I would have the banana would be gone by the end of the training. And because my body is actually charged up at the moment, because an important thing is once you start working out, even after you're done working out, your body will still be burning calories and fat for the remaining 2 hours or 3 hours until you, even after you're sitting down, for example.
Mm.
That's because it gets the metabolism going and you just keep burning without having to worry about actually working out.
Yeah. So your
Uh,
muscles are actually eating the. That's why they burn. They burn the fat. In that
yeah,
period of time, your muscles are eating to restore themselves, and it actually takes 1 or 2 days to restore what they break, because the cells, we have cells in the muscles, and every time you work out they break, and they come and become stronger every time. That's how the cells
exactly.
work in the muscles. And how do these muscles grow? Guess what? The fat,
But
eating fat, eating fat.
Yeah.
They eat the
As
fat.
funny as it sounds, the more fat you intake, the more
I
muscles you get.
know. Literally, like it's so simple. Like if you want to build your muscle, it's really just eat.
Don't eat any carbs, eat fat. You can
Yeah.
burn the fat and you can re- turn them into muscles.
Yeah,
And at the end of the 1.5 months, I lost a lot of weight, but I had a huge shoulder back then because of the 300 push-ups every single day.
huge shoulder. Is that from only
Yeah.
push-ups?
Huh?
Is that only from push-ups?
Push-ups and sit-ups. Basically, my abs, they were like tight as hell.
Ooh, tight,
And my shoulders, as well as my biceps, those were like really
tight.
big, let's say. Well, not tight, just big.
You're
Nice.
bulky.
Yeah. And one last thing that I want to say about schedule is sleep is really important for this.
Hmm.
In your sleep, your body replenishes all the resources and everything, so that when you wake up, it can actually go back to the burning mode. When you're awake, you burn less than when you're asleep.
So, mate, you said something really important actually, and this is like the hardest thing ever about a diet is following the process of a diet. So, eating and writing down and calculating how much you eat, so the intake and the output of the food you take is really hard. And in this
Hmm.
case, 2 years ago, you did it, and that's why you fucking lost 15 kilograms, which is crazy. A lot of people fail by just following the diet, and that's why it's hard. It's hard. So
Yeah,
yeah, props, respect for that,
the
man.
the men the physical load is a lot less than the psychological load, from what I remember. And even though I haven't reached that point yet where I'm like going crazy about the carbs and the calories and counting and everything, it's slowly gonna get there because you always need to start it up, and once you're in the flow of it, it's gonna go a lot easier. But yeah, that was my story about what fitness would.
Yeah, the keto diet.
Yeah.
So
So basically,
yeah.
that's basically the startup. After that comes fitness.
Wait. So in short, so the diet you're using forces your body to burn fat rather than carbohydrates.
Yeah, it's a ketogenic diet, so it kind of uh, hardwires the brain to, because you have no carbs, it will go to your fat automatically, and then after like I think after like a good 2-3 weeks, your body will just automatically straight away burn your fat straight, like rather than your carbs. It will use that as your primary source of energy, which is really good, but it's just really hard to do because it is quite not a strict diet, but there's a lot of things that have carbs in, so you kind of have to be careful.
Yeah, so because most of the foods that we're used to in this current society is basically, from what I'm used to, at least, it's in
Yeah,
the morning you eat some bread
yeah, literally.
with butter or like something else, like chocolate or something. Those are all carbs. Then in the
Yeah, all of it.
afternoon you eat something like pasta or rice or something in my
Hmm.
case, also carbs. And then for
Hmm.
dinner you eat something like meat with potatoes or you name it, also carbs. So because we're used to this ever since we're born, well, ever since we're a toddler, let's say, that you eat carbs and carbs throughout the entire day, it's
Hmm.
really hard to find a replacement to fill up your stomach just as much as that.
Hmm.
And that's was probably one of the biggest ways for me to do it. Eat in a certain way. So, do you have any idea what would be a healthy way to eat during the day? Either one of you?
Tuna.
Exactly.
Oh god, I watched some of the videos of other people like doing like a trial of the 30 days just doing keto. Every single one goes tuna.
Tuna has no calories. It has no carbs. Literally 0.1 grams of carbs in in a can of 100 grams.
Yeah.
So tuna is definitely one of the best
Oh,
ways. Another good way is tomatoes.
Oh, okay.
So when you have tomatoes and tuna, you can make magic happen in the kitchen, in my opinion.
Ah, of
And
course.
another way to actually increase, I'm not sure if this is confirmed or not, but I found it somewhere and I've been using it and it worked, I guess, but I'm not sure if it worked because of that, is peppers. chili
Oh,
peppers, red
oh.
peppers, black peppers, any kind of peppers added to your meal. Uh, some say it helps burning the food inside of your stomach a lot faster.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but I've been doing that. So basically, tuna, tomatoes, pepper, and you have a meal.
Can I say something about the tuna? So the thing about the tuna is the tuna has a high mercury in it.
Yeah.
So
What
what
ha-
is mercury?
so what happens when you get a lot of mercury? Mercury is actually poison, like a poison for your body. It can kill you.
Poison?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the
okay.
thing. But
There must be like a certain amount you have to eat per day.
yeah, you have to. Well, let's say a lot. I'm not going
Yeah.
to the specific into how much. But mercury. So tuna has a lot of tuna and all those fish. They have a lot of mercury, and when you eat a lot of fish, you'll be poisoned. And well, this. So the most cases are only for old people because the old people they don't have a good metabolism for their body, which means the mercury stays in their body. And what happens when mercury stays in your body? It will destroy your blood cells, and it will kill. Just it's poison.
Oh man.
Oh, by the way, I wanted
I,
to ask this. Oh, sorry. What were you gonna say?
no, no, it's okay. Carry on.
So, do you know why the keto diet is called keto?
No, I
Is
don't.
it ke-
I heard this term from you, I think.
keto?
What?
Isn't that just fat cells?
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
the so it's actually the the liver converts fat into fatty acids
Hmm.
and ketone bodies, and thus
Ketones.
the keto diet.
Ah,
And those ketone bodies go into because you don't have no more sugar as we talked before. What happens if we don't have no more sugar, the fatty acids becomes the sugar of the brains, and that's called ketone bodies.
Mm,
That's why it's called the keto diet. Really
big
interesting.
facts. That's actually quite interesting.
or you know.
All right,
So
Yeah.
yeah, let's go. Moving on.
basically, that was the diet. What comes after the diet? It comes into going back to the regular eating pattern where you can eat carbs again, where you can eat the usual stuff. But you need to have another way to burn more than you eat just to stay healthy, basically.
Hmm.
And that's when we come into the fitness aspects of
Hmm.
all of this. And I think Michelle has more experience with this than both of us. I'm not sure.
I mean, to be honest, Nikki, you know how you said you lost 15 kilograms? I
Yeah.
also did the same when I was around 16, 17, running to
Yeah.
18. Um, Basically, I did the intermittent fasting method just because I could never stomach a meal in the morning anyway. And
Was
as
it
long as
for
I,
16 hours as well for you?
yeah, it was like really long.
Okay.
And as long as I go to school and have my lunch, that'll be my first meal. And as long as I finish it before I go to bed, so around what, 7 or something? I think the
In the
latest.
evening.
Yeah.
You would sleep at 7 in the evening?
No, 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 no. I would stop eating. Like I would not eat anything past,
Ah, okay.
you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I would not eat anything past a certain time, just so I make sure that once I wake up, I'll make sure because you have to go to school, you have classes, you can't really go and eat anyway. So that was a pretty good routine for me to keep to that uh, routine, that intermittent fasting kind of routine. And I just made sure to have more protein and veg. I wasn't very strict with my diet, that's the thing. So it wasn't really like a certain way I had to eat. I just made sure I ate more protein and vegetables and fruit, just
Yep.
whole foods, yeah. And then,
Yep.
but the main thing was I started working out loads.
And
So
when did you begin that?
I began that, I guess, as soon as I started um, changing my lifestyle, I guess. But I did more cardiovascular exercises. So a
Yeah.
lot of running, um, which was good. But the thing is, I found so I lost 15 kilograms during that time anyway. But the thing is, I found that I became quite weak. Either I wasn't eating enough or I was working out too much. So I found a perfect balance when I went to university and then started weight training because that way I don't know, weights is just like my weights is my bae. I freaking love them.
Yeah, so what Gilberto actually told me a while ago, I think it was like 1 year or 2 years ago,
Mm.
was there are two different types of burning fat or
Th-
calories in your
Three,
body.
three.
There's a cardio
Mm-hmm.
where you're basically burning calories,
Yep.
and there is weight training where you're burning fats.
Yes.
If I'm correct.
Yeah, because the more muscle you build, the more fat it will consume, if that's right.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
because
Yeah, yeah,
of
yeah.
the cardio, you would lose weight,
Mm-hmm.
but your muscles eventually wouldn't do as much work, and
Exactly.
so you would turn weak. So
Exactly.
when you convert to the weight training,
Yep.
you're actually using your muscles in your body. So the
Yes.
weakness goes away and you
Yeah.
become strong.
Yeah.
But not only physically, mentally, in my case at least, mentally I grew a lot stronger
Yeah. Same.
just from doing weight training.
That's why I researched because when I was doing cardio, I was like, "What's going on?" And then the more, I don't know, I was just really skeptical going into weight training, and I don't know why I didn't do it earlier, but I have no regrets because it was so fun. Like the first time, I remember going to my gym classes and it was just me at one point, and the instructor was like, "Okay, so what do you want to do today?" I was like, "Can we do some deadlifts?" He was like, "Okay,"
Deadlifts, wow.
and then that's when I fell in love. So yeah, ever since then, I don't know. As long as you do 3 4 days a week, that's like perfectly enough for you to, and as long as you keep a pattern as well, you don't need to do too much in the gym.
Yeah, just
You just
enough
need to
to
be,
actually break down your muscles so they can rebuild themselves again
yeah,
during the
like
next day.
slowly become stronger.
Yeah, I usually went for only 2 days a week, and during those 2 days, I would completely destroy my entire body.
Oh
So
shit!
go all the way to the limits, and then not be able to lift anything anymore for the next day. And then the day after, it would
Oh,
slowly rebuild itself. And then 3 days later, it would be sore, but it would still like have strength. And that's when I would
okay.
go to the gym again just to burn it down again, just to break it down again. So it would be completely destroyed again. It's like very aggressive way to do it,
Yeah,
but it's also the fastest way to get results from what I
uh,
know.
I understand.
And because I gave myself the limit of 2 months, I had to do it like as fast as possible.
Yeah, just crazy.
So during the first month, I just brought my weight down to 65 kilograms, and then during the second month, for 2 weeks, I went this aggressive method to do it. I do not recommend it to anyone, by the way. You need to understand your own body the best to be able to do it.
That's true. But not everyone can take it,
So,
and you might break down halfway through.
Yeah. So how about you, War Knights?
about Harlow's fat.
What?
So yeah, you're completely right. You have the aerobe system in your body, which is the air just
Mm.
running and stuff, and we have the anaerobe, which means combusting your muscles in a so body weight, body pump.
Mhm.
So yeah, you're completely right, mate. That's how
Yeah.
the
And
two.
what's your experience with diet slash working out and stuff?
So my experience in diet, and because I did the sports science and stuff, our teacher, our fucking professor, he or she, it wasn't she actually. She actually told us that doing a diet is one of the most harmful things that a body has to endure.
Mhm.
But it's also the easiest way to lose fat. That's why a lot of people pay money to go on a diet. For him, the easiest diet is just if you only the only thing you have to do. This is how it works. This is the easiest. I'm just put it bluntly so everybody can understand. If you burn more energy than you take in, you will lose fat.
As simple as,
That's the thing. And yes, there are some type of bodies which, for some reason, they're born with a DNA that is fucking unlucky, I guess, and
Oh no.
their metabolism or their cells don't burn as much, or the muscles are wrong. And yes, then
I am
yes,
that unlucky type.
I feel like I'm too. Honestly, I can gain weight like no joke.
yeah,
For me, if I eat just as much as I lose, I'm still gonna gain weight, basically.
Hmm.
When it comes to calories, at least. So I need to like burn at least 20% extra than the average person, because I can eat even a little bit, and I still will keep the same amount of weight as somebody who would eat like 3 times as much as me would.
yeah. So it's also depending on what you eat, by the way, because some people say, "Oh, I cannot lose fat and whatever the fuck." But let's put it bluntly: if you eat a pizza, just a normal pizza from the store, so one pizza, how much is it? It's like 4K calories. Guess how much you burn in one day?
You only burn like
As a female, the average female around 1800s,
Yes.
average
Oh.
male around 2200s,
Yes,
from what I
yes,
found.
correct. So in one pizza is 2 days of fucking working out, actually,
literally.
or not working out. It's 2 days of just living and stuff. So you just imagine just eating a fucking pizza, and then that's only a pizza, because you still have to eat the breakfast, you still have to eat like a lunch, and you still have to drink. And guess what? Most people don't drink water; they just drink a. That's the most.
Okay.
Also, I learned this from. So we had to actually get all the ingredients from a drink, and the drinks are the most harmful things, because those fucking things have the sugars and bad fat, which LDL and all that stuff. And those things are the ones that make you fucking fat, mate. And you don't want those. And a lot of people think, oh, just because I work out and I eat healthy, but I still get on a few pounds or kilograms. No, mate, it's not because you have a bad DNA. It's because you're eating bad food.
Yeah.
You know
And they
that.
probably eat way more than they think they do.
Yeah. So you know butter.
Yeah.
So butter is, I don't know why, for some reason it's accepted in society, but butter is one of the worst things in the human food industry. Why?
Yeah.
It's worse than oil.
It's just processed fucking.
Yes. Well, we have different oils: peanut oil, we have avocado oil. So butter, so butter is one of the most dangerous, because in butter we have a high concentration of cholesterol.
Hmm.
And I'm not gonna go into the cells or into what the fuck is the cholesterol, but it actually means that if you eat butter, 60% of those cells, or those fat, the fat that's in the butter, are so bad that if you eat it, the veins in your body will get fat, bumps of fat.
Hmm.
And that's how you get cholesterol, and that's how you become you get a heart attack. That's what it actually does. High cholesterol means a chance of dying from a heart attack, because if your veins cannot pump the blood in your body, and by that I mean into your heart, to filter it, you will eventually die. That's why that's why butter is the like just the most dangerous
The
thing
devil.
in the world. Well, not the most dangerous thing, but there are some regulations as well for butter in Europe. In the United States, it's crazy over there. That's fucking crazy.
Oh my god! I
This
don't know.
is worse. Thank God we have the European
How?
Union, but in the United States, it's even worse.
America, fuck yeah.
It's worse over
They
there.
do say Americans are the fattest people in the world,
Yeah, the
but that's because
diabetes
they
is
don't
horrible.
have the regulations. They don't have the information. A regular meal is the McDonald's in their opinion. So
Oh god.
Yeah, it's crazy,
That's a
man.
whole freaking McDonald's meal is like literally 90% of your calories gone, or not if not 100.
I used to work at the McDonald's, war nights as well, and there was a Big Tasty burger. I'm not sure if you
Yeah,
have it in the
yeah,
UK.
yeah, we do.
So one Big Tasty burger is 1,300 calories, and
What?
that's already like 70%, no, 75% of what you are supposed to eat
Oh
during a
god,
regular day. So having one Big Tasty is already 75% of what you're supposed to eat during the day. And
disgusting.
it's 150% of salt that you're supposed to have every single
Oh,
day.
oh my god.
So once I saw that, I never ordered a Big Tasty ever
Yeah,
again, unless it would be like the only meal of the day.
yeah. Just imagine just
But
eating one burger. You still have the drinks and you still have fries.
yeah, exactly.
That's like, oh, that's not god.
So a Big Tasty menu would also already be like at 110% of what you're supposed to eat during the regular day. Which actually
Crazy.
brings me to the next topic, unless you have something less left to say.
So I want to close the keto diet right now.
Yeah.
If you want to do the keto diet, you can do it. Please pay attention to your body, how it feels. As soon as you feel like your body is not working very well and you feel something is wrong, just
Stop
don't.
it right away. Go back one day to the regular thing until you feel better. That's what I
Yeah,
would recommend.
or go to a doctor to check it out. Because remember, your brain needs sugar to work. That's why the human eats strawberries, apples. They have nature sugar, which your brain needs. When you don't have no more sugar in your brain, the brain is gonna send signals to your muscles and fat to destroy those muscles or destroy the fat in your body, and that's how you get the keto bodies, and that's how it works basically.
Yeah.
Saying
So
that, yeah,
if you feel like something's wrong with you, there probably is something wrong with you. So you should stop it right away and
Yeah.
get some help. If it's like an aggressive or an intensive form of it.
also
Uh,
if you're on a diet, follow the diet. Follow the fucking diet, man. Just follow the diet.
Literally, if you say, "Oh, it's not working," well, you know, you could.
it's not working while munching down your
Yeah,
French
literally,
fry.
it's not working, guys. No,
Just follow.
seriously, you
As
have
I
to be
keep
really
saying,
diligent.
he lost 15 kilograms. That's a lot, man. That's how many? That's because how much do you weigh?
I weigh currently, or back then I used to weigh what?
At that time, how much did you weigh?
That time I weighed 75 and I went to 60.
75. God damn, Jesus. So imagine, dude, that's losing how many percentage? More than 10%.
That's 20%. That's 20% of your
For
body.
fuck's sake, that's a lot.
You know what's funny? I don't know how tall you are, but I was what 72. Then I went down to 55.
Yeah, you're 164, if I remember.
I am like 6'5". No, I'm sorry, I'm not 6 foot. 5'6".
I'm 5'6" as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But
that's,
still,
just follow the diet, man. Tonakip did it really good, and he's doing it again, which is always
I was
nice.
gonna say that's insane.
All right, let's move
Yeah.
on to the.
It went to the point where even my mom was bragging about it to everyone else. Like, yes, my son did this. Be jealous. What has your son done, huh?
Oh, my God.
But yeah, Michelle, do you have anything left to say about diets in general? Just diets.
To be honest, the only thing that worked for me is when I was losing all that weight. One, I didn't eat any butter. Like even if I had if I made a sandwich simple, I just wouldn't have any. I wouldn't have any butter. Like I accepted. I kind of accepted it. Didn't taste as good as it used to, but I kind of adapted my taste buds as well. I was fine with it. But the main thing is eat more
Oh shit.
natural foods, so vegetables. Just eat loads of vegetables and protein as well.
Broccoli, chicken, spinach,
Oh my gosh,
tuna,
yes. Carrots.
tomatoes.
Eat some chickpeas too, guys. Some good stuff.
Yeah. Chickpeas just because they're good.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, those are the main foods.
Nothing
Okay,
else.
let's actually move on to probably the last topic for today, which is vitamins and the other stuff that contain calories.
Oh.
So we've discussed the carbohydrates, we've discussed fats, we have discussed cholesterol. What's left that we intake? The main things that we take in every single day are vitamins. The most famous ones are B1, B3, B6, and B12.
Hmm.
And Michelle actually mentioned B6, I think, to me.
No,
Was it
not
B6?
B6, B12.
B12. So can you explain a bit what the B12 actually means?
To be honest, I don't know exactly where it is produced, but all I know is that B12 has an influence on your body's fatigue level. So when you're really tired or you feel really drained, I don't actually know. One Ice, do you know where it's produced or where it's used? I don't know where it's absorbed.
So vitamin B12 is from
Yeah,
your red cells.
just from the blood cells.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. But yeah,
and where you can get it from milk and stuff like that, meat,
okay.
fish, eggs.
Um, but yeah, B12. Yes, of course. In in meats and stuff. So a lot of protein. So at one point I went veggie for like 2 years. And
How
yeah,
was that?
it was good. I just didn't like eating meat at that point, and it was good. But my energy levels are so low, and I don't go outside enough anyway. So there goes my vitamin D. Um, but eventually, I don't know, I got really, really drained. I did lose quite a lot of weight, but I was really drained, and I just researched into nutrition a bit more,
How
and
much? How much
I
do you weigh
found
right now?
I weigh right now 58.
58. So that's pretty skinny, then, right?
Um,
Yeah, that is pretty.
in my head, I think I still need therapy for my mind. You know,
That's health. That's healthy.
I'm happy with this weight, but I'm just trying to get fitter. So I've been running every day because that's what I have.
Yeah. So the recommended value of B12 that you have to intake every day for the average
Yeah.
person is 2.5 micrograms.
Ooh.
So that's like nobody can actually measure it on like a weighing thing, even if it's from those small ones from the kitchen. Nobody can weigh down how much B12 you need in your body, but it's 2.5 micrograms. Uh, B12 and stuff, the B series, vitamin B, is mainly found in a lot of stuff. Energy drink is one of them as well.
Hmm.
And basically, when you have a Monster Energy drink, the vitamin levels are actually higher than you're supposed to have. So if you drink one Monster Energy drink of a half liter, you're already above what you're supposed to drink every single day. So that's another reason why they say that energy drinks is actually bad for your body. It's not necessarily because of the caffeine or the taurine that it contains. It's mainly because of the vitamins that are in there. That's why the sugar-free ones, they don't have calories, they don't have sugar, they barely have carbs or anything. Like it has no calories, but it still has a lot of vitamins, why sugar-free energy drinks are still bad for you. That being said, if you drink like the limit of what you're supposed to drink every day, nothing's going wrong, and it's actually fine for your body.
So wait, correct me if I'm wrong. Did you say 2.2 micrograms of B12?
2.5 micrograms of B12. Yeah.
And you cannot measure it.
You can't measure it physically. People can maybe do it with a microscope or something. I don't know, but
Oh, that's
the
what you mean.
value is
Oh, okay.
immeasurable.
I know what
That's
you
what
mean.
I mean.
So yeah, if you know one egg is 0.8 micrograms, you can just take 4 eggs or whatever, 5 eggs. That's
Yeah,
how
3 eggs.
you can just fucking measure it like that. But I know what you mean. You mean like literally measure it.
Yeah, but because most of the products don't really contain significant amounts of B12, you usually don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, and
It's
actually,
another reason why a lot of people are actually ignoring vitamins from what I know, except maybe vitamin C and vitamin D.
there's a lot of studies about that, about the B12 and meat and stuff.
Yeah,
It's a bunch
so
of studies.
vitamin B is mainly for fatigueness and concentration stuff, if I'm correct. Is it?
I'm saying that again.
Just
The B12.
vitamin B. What does it do? That like the vitamin B series, all of the vitamin Bs. What is it for?
So vitamin B is actually it's for your body. It's for the function of your cellular, for your blood cells, your white cells. It's actually your, let's say it's the fuel for your fuels. To put it simply like that.
Nice. Then vitamin C is for
Immunity.
not getting immunity.
The
Yeah.
white
Yeah.
cells. Yeah.
Vitamin D is for the bones.
Yes. And did you know that you need vitamin C alongside vitamin D for it to actually absorb into your bones?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, you need to sit in the sun while eating your
Because
oranges.
of-
Yeah,
yes,
true.
exactly.
True.
Be like Gangplank.
Exactly.
Eat
I'm
them
taking
oranges.
I take tablets and they have the iron and vitamin D, but they have vitamin C too. Otherwise, that vitamin D is not going to go in there.
Yeah. So what are the main things that have vitamin D?
Um,
The sun.
Fish
to be honest,
and the sun. Those
yeah,
are the
I
two
just know
main
the sun.
things.
That's it. To be honest, and
Those are
fish.
the natural ways to get fish.
Yeah.
A lot of fish have a lot of
Yeah,
vitamins,
yeah.
which is also why tuna is one of the best ways.
Yeah. No, yeah. Zalm.
Salmon as
Yeah.
well. Yes.
Yeah. So I remember now that you're talking about it. So, do you know that people from countries like India, Bangladesh, Latin America, from the hot, they need more vitamin D than regular people?
Yeah. That's actually another thing that I told Michelle, I think, a few days ago. It
Yes.
was my mom had a theory that people from those countries usually have need a lot more vitamin D.
Yes.
And the reason for that is because the body is actually so used to the sun that they're even born into it, that when they go to places where the sun doesn't shine as much and the body is used to a lot higher value of the sun, the vitamin D levels in their body just drops insanely. And that's basically why, from what I know.
So there's
Yes. And also, we have a lot of melanin as well.
they made a study in the University of Leiden here in the Netherlands about vitamin D and what it does to people from countries who have a lot of sun. So actually, it can make you depressed, and
Yes.
it will
Yes.
it will so it will contribute to a well, let's say trauma on your body, not a physical trauma. So it will not your body will not grow how it's supposed to be if you're from those countries and you lack a lot of vitamin D. And how can you just get more vitamin D? So the doctor will tell you have to eat a lot of salmon. And because in the UK and the Netherlands and those countries there's not a lot of sun, they recommend a lot of fish and stuff.
Yeah. My parents also get like a fluid containing vitamin D, and they take it in like every month. It's like the little bit of boost that's of vitamin D that you need. But for some reason, it has the opposite effect to me. That when I take it, I just feel really tired and really lazy, and
Well,
Really?
my body just doesn't. I don't know why or anything. Just it makes me really tired and really touchy. Let's say. So I stopped taking those. I took it like twice, and it happened twice, so I stopped and I just went to eating tuna
How,
and sitting in the sun.
how old were you, if I may ask?
2 years ago, so 23.
2 years ago. Oh,
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So I was 23 back then.
Wow, man, that's really interesting. I don't know why that happened to you. I'll be honest.
it's very random, isn't it? To be honest, I was going through something really similar where I was just feeling so down the past during this lockdown period, and I just told myself, okay, I'm just going to shut away for a bit. I'm going to take those tablets because they've been in my drawer for months, and I just thought I didn't need them, but I do. And as soon as I took them and my multivitamins and I started exercising again, my mentality came back again. So I'm now happy. Yeah. Yes. Happier. That's the term.
As they say, happiness
Yes.
is the key to immortality.
Vitamin D is a happy vitamin.
Vitamin D, more like vitamin
Well.
smiley.
Oh god, it's a counter for the Big Depression.
To vitamin D.
Yeah.
D
Are there
though.
any other vitamins? I actually have no clue what vitamin A is.
Oh, hold on. Vitamin A. Guys, we're gonna Google this shit. Unless
We spoke
what I
about the
said.
other 3 vitamins. I don't think there's a vitamin E. Is there?
Yeah, there is.
There is.
There is.
Yeah,
Oh,
hell yeah, there is. It's a bunch of vitamins.
what does vitamin E do then?
I'm not sure. Let me check my.
Ah,
That's what I mean. Like nobody knows about it because it's out of the
hold on, guys.
norms. Yeah.
Oh,
So-
of course! Now I remember. The
Go on.
vitamin. Oh shit, dude.
Okay,
Guess
let's
what?
go with vitamin A, and then we go to vitamin E.
Okay, so
close it up.
vitamin A is important for normal vision and healthy bone growth and healthy skin. It's an anti-inflammatory and a protective supplement for the mucous membranes in your digestive system and everywhere else in your respiratory tract. Yeah.
I remember.
So basically,
vitamin.
tomatoes.
Tomatoes, yes.
Vitamin E, right? Yeah.
Yeah. What is vitamin E? This was vitamin A.
Yeah.
So vitamin E
So-
is the one who a lot of sport fitness people use. That's the antioxidant vitamin.
Oh. What?
So what does that mean, basically?
Oh, so it's a vitamin that will protect your cells. So in this case, for us, if you're gonna be doing fitness and stuff, it will protect our cells in our muscles. Also works for the cells in your blood cells and stuff like that.
Oh, damn.
And
I
where
didn't
can you
know-
find those,
Yes.
Michelle?
Where can you find these? Vitamin E?
Mhm.
I'm not to be honest. When I think of antioxidants, just like fruits and tea, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, fruits, nuts, a lot of nuts,
These nuts.
bread.
Oh, lemon.
Not
Is
in
that
lemon.
even one?
No, no.
Not
Oh,
lemon.
I also forgot. Along with the pepper, I always use lemons for the
Ooh.
diet. So what I'm basically hearing is I'm excluding all the carbs and carbs and calories from my diet, but I'm actually taking in a lot of something from each one of the vitamins,
Yeah.
from what I just heard, because
Yeah.
I have everything between vitamin A to vitamin E.
Yeah.
I actually consumed all of it during the diet.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So I think that's another reason why mentally I was feeling a lot better at the end of it.
Because you were giving your body what it needed.
Yeah, I think so. Because when I'm used to eating the normal meals, it's literally just rice with meat, and I'm not really eating much of the other stuff. So eventually I would be gaining weight without actually getting the nutritions that I needed.
And listen, and you ate a banana, which gives you vitamin, which is potassium, and that is good for preventing blood clots.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So you really
Perfect.
haven't.
I love bananas, so.
I love that.
Also,
banana.
it's potassium, so it's K.
Yes, exactly. Vitamin K.
I think that's everything then. Is there anything left to discuss?
Yes. So guys, maybe you guys can give some tips that you discovered in the process while losing weight to those people who want to lose weight or are struggling losing weight. Maybe some little quick tips that you all listen. This works actually.
I can give one tip. It's, for example, when you come across a Snickers or a Kinder Bueno, you call it,
Oh, yes.
and you're considering eating it because it's tasty as hell, or not eating it because you're on diet. Ask yourself how much. Just look up how much calories it has. If it has 300, probably more even. Count how much you need to work out to actually burn it all. And then for me, it was like I have to run for 1.5 hours just to consume through this Snickers. And I would be like, if I eat this right now, I have to run for 1.5 hours. If I
Hell
don't
no.
eat it, I don't need to run for 1.5 hours. And that was usually enough motivation for me to not eat the Snickers.
That is
So-
actually good.
It's not about motivation, it's about avoiding situations where you have to do something that you don't feel like doing.
Mhm.
Just keep having fun with it until it's not any fun anymore. Anything that's not fun, just avoid it because it's just gonna make you collapse at the end of it.
Exactly. And on the topic of making it fun, make sure you're having fun whilst doing it. I know it's going to be hard, and need to have like a lot of willpower to keep consistent and keep on the routine. Like you'll have days where you'll go to a family gathering or something, and yeah, you might eat more than you usually would have, but you should never beat yourself up to it and then go back to normal again. Just keep
Yeah.
consistent and make sure you enjoy your life whilst you do it too. Like don't just don't consume your life with that like obsessing over the fitness and diet. Also enjoy it too, go out with your friends.
Yeah.
Spend some time
So
with yourself.
don't stop going out just because you're on a diet and you're
Yeah,
forced to
but
eat something you
yeah.
want. Cheat days are fine. Once or
Yeah.
twice a month,
Yeah.
or once a week even, it would be fine.
Yeah, you can
Just
just you
don't.
could
Yeah.
I mean, for example, if my friends went out to a restaurant,
Go ahead, Mike.
I'd eat with them, but obviously I would pick something that wouldn't be too harmful, you know, or it wouldn't lose track. I wouldn't, if they had pizza, I'd have something else. I don't know, what did I even have?
Bananas.
But yeah,
Tomatoes with tuna, please.
just something different. So you can still enjoy their company and have some food.
Yep.
But you're not letting yourself go.
Yep.
That's a good one.
I got a good one as well, and this one has to do with your body, and actually has to do with being hungry and stuff. And it works scientifically. So if you want science to work for you and work for you, here it is. Nakib already talked about this one. Maybe he does know why lemon is a really good thing to eat or to drink. So
Yeah.
lemon makes your stomach smaller. It also has the
Wow.
function to make you have less snacky time. If you know
So
what I mean.
appetite.
Yes. So
That's why.
if you drink or if you eat or drink lemon, and I mean the green one, not the yellow one, because there's
Yes.
the
Limes.
limes, not the
Oh.
yellow one.
Oh, so it's lime. Okay, okay, carry on.
So lemons are the yellow ones and limes are the green
Yeah,
ones.
limon
Okay,
citron.
okay.
So the function it will make your cardia and your esophagus smaller. That's why a lot of people get a bypass on their stomach. So it actually makes your stomach smaller, which means you can only eat, or your stomach only allows you to eat so much, which is really good because the less you eat, the more fat you will get in your body.
That's actually so good. What the hell?
So remember, guys, that's a scientific, and also it's proof. There's proof on this as well. There's a DNA in your body, and it just breaks the lemon or the limes. So yeah, that's a good tip for you guys who want to
On that subject,
lose weight.
eat guacamoles with limes.
Yes, that's a perfect keto. Is that
But-
good?
Yeah,
No.
it's perfect.
Yeah?
It's
Ah.
perfect for keto. Avocados with limes. It's with tomatoes as well. It's
I'll
like the
add some
perfect
tuna in there for the lols.
on the side maybe, but guacamole is the best way to maintain a keto diet.
Yes.
But you can continue.
Avocado is
Um,
it's really good. It has everything in it, everything that you need to survive. Yeah,
So,
man.
limes.
Limes is really good. The cardia in your stomach will fucking be smaller. The meniscus angularis will be smaller, which means you will get less food in your stomach, which will result in less fat in your body. And yeah, at some point you will lose fat. That's how it works scientifically. I think that's my
I'm
only
gonna
tip,
have-
I guess.
Yes,
I'm going to take
that's a
that
good way to end it. Guacamole.
tip. With some
Holy
lime.
guacamole.
I don't have any more tips, mate. I mean,
Then
well,
let's close it out.
work out, I guess. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Always keep active.
Alright. Okay, I think that's it. Do you guys have any more stuff you want to share with the audience to lose weight?
No, I think I
No.
learned actually loads.
Yeah, I think that's all.
All right.
Good way to close it out as well.
Thank you, thank you. So, for now, thank you for watching, guys. If you're having trouble losing weight or you don't know how to lose weight, you can take our advice if you want. Also, the disclaimer on the video from the beginning, please do not take this as a professional advice. We are not certified to give you specific treatments or dergelijke.
Yes.
Thank you for watching, I guess. Thank you for watching. Next Saturday, we're here again. Same people, same time, same content, helping you guys out, giving you guys tips, living life, being happy, playing games. Yeah. You guys want to shout yourself out?
Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.
Yeah, thanks guys. I actually learned loads, so that was kind of useful for me too. So yeah, that's it really.
Nice.
And
Thanks for
we'll see you on
watching.
the next episode of
Oberon podcast. See ya.
Bye bye.